Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 56. And I gotta be honest with you, I was so tired yesterday. And when I got home, I had so much to do, I couldn't get to sleep. It was about midnight before I got to sleep. I just had so much going on. I hadn't slept in 2 days. And I just had things that were on a schedule that I couldn't skip over. So I finally got everything done, everything updated, and I was able to finally get to sleep after a couple days. So I'm feeling, I'd say 60% better today. Still a little bit tired, but I have all day to feel better and then get a good night's sleep tonight, because tomorrow is the big day. And so tomorrow is going to be a very, very, very long day, long travel day. I'm going to travel about 3.5 to 4 hours to meet someone, and then from there travel another 5 hours to get to our destination. So, and we'll be stopping at places along the way, hopefully making some money, and then staying overnight, and then coming back the next day, hopefully by late evening, because Friday I have meetings I have to be at in person. So this morning it is 46 degrees. I'm just heading out to the office, and yeah, it looks like a nice day. It looks like clear skies today, so that should be good. Should warm up quite a bit today. So I'm not sure about meetings today. I haven't even looked yet, to be honest. Are we going to have a lot of meetings? Today is March 11th. I have, oh man, I got a meeting like in 20 minutes, and it's going to take me about that long to get there. So I got to run. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I am leaving the office. It is about 11 a.m. and I had some meetings this morning, took care of those, and got some work done, and I have some more work I'd like to do by the end of the day, and I can do that when I get back. And but right now it's time to make money. So we're gonna head out to a casino and see what we can do. Probably order some food while I'm there as well. And then there'll be a decision to make. And you're like, MW, what decision? Today's Tuesday. Well, the decision is, do I attempt to go to another casino? The downside would be, obviously, if they asked me where I was, then I'd have to head back to the office, and I would be pretty far away. So then I'd have to come up with an excuse about why I left the office and what's going on. So I am considering this proposition that maybe after I go to the first casino and eat, that I may continue on to another casino or two, but that's up in the air. I'm just trying to think logistically what I could do here. Time-wise, I don't know how much I could get accomplished, even if I went to other places, and how much money I could possibly make. So I'm going to consider this, and I'll make my decision after I leave the spot. I'll be back. Alright, guys, I am back, and actually had a pretty good visit there. What's today? March 11th. I go in, I'm looking around, I see a couple machines have been marked. I'm keeping my cool. I'm alright, everything's fine. Walk around, find one machine, play that one, it's okay. And eventually make my way to the back area. And actually before that, like right in front, right in the middle of the casino, I found a play. And this play is like one of the ones that's either going to take forever and you're going to make a little bit of money, or it's going to take forever and you're going to lose a little bit of money. But at least, you know, if it's in position anyway, in the long run, you end up getting a lot of points at the very least. You don't lose a huge amount of money. So I sat down there, and one of my goals today too was to get rid of a lot of my small bills. So I put in all fives and ones, put like $50 worth in this machine, and started playing. And I got down to about $11 left in the machine before it finally hit, and it paid out pretty well. I ended I had like $61, so that's pretty good considering less than about half a dollar a spin. So that's 120 unit gain. Is pretty decent for a slot machine. So played that, and then I go into the back area, and there's one machine that's in range at a couple bucks a spin. I sit down, start playing that, and that one is taking forever to hit, but along the way it's paying pretty well. So I'm not really that upset, because although it's taking a long time, it's paying pretty well. So finally, by the time I get to the end of that, I end up ahead like $380 for the session. So I'm happy. I'm walking around looking for other stuff. I find a couple other small plays, and I play those through. By the time I was done, I ended the session ahead $405. So $50 in, $455 out, plus $405 for that stop, and decided to use my free food for the week. And wouldn't you know it, the guy who was working the grill, he's like, "Hey man, where you been?" I'm like, I've only seen this guy like once, and we talked about the diet that I'm on, and he's like, "Yeah man, I went on that diet too," and all this stuff, and he lost like 35 pounds. And I told him, "Yeah, I'm doing pretty well." He goes, "You know what happened since last time I saw you?" I said, "No, what happened?" He goes, "I gained all of it back." He said he was on a 0 carb diet, and then he just started eating everything when he got off it, and in a month or so he lost all the weight, and in a couple weeks he gained back like 35 pounds. You know how hard it is to gain 35 pounds, even if he's exaggerating and it's 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. To gain 35 pounds in 6 weeks when you just went on a diet, I mean, do you have like zero care about the time that you put in and the effort you put into your diet, that you would eat so badly that you would gain so much weight back? That's amazing. And he's not a very big guy. Like right now he's probably 250, so it's not like he's a 400 pounder and it's like less than 10% of his weight. That's a huge amount of weight for the average person. So I ordered a triple cheeseburger, no bun, and he's like, "Did you want fries?" I said, "No man, we're just talking about this, right? I mean, I'm on low carb." He's like, "Well, you want some meatballs instead on the side?" I'm like, "Yeah, that would be nice." So he gives me like, I'll post a picture, I think it was about 8 meatballs with provolone on them on the side. Man, that was a big meal. And that triple cheese was like 6 times. It's 6 pieces of meat, not 3 pieces of meat. It was a lot of food. So needless to say, I'm pretty full. I'm just leaving the casino, and I should be good for a while. Give it about an hour. If I have any stomach issues, that's when it's going to happen, but hopefully I don't have that problem. We'll go to the office, we'll get some work done, and get ourselves in a position where we can leave for the day. I'm hoping to be at the office for 2 hours and come back, because I noticed that all my managers have a meeting at that time, at the same time. So I'll wait till like 5 or 7 minutes into that meeting and take off, and should be good. One thing I usually do when they're not in a meeting is I will leave like 2 minutes before the top of the hour, or 2 minutes before halfway through the hour, because it looks like I have a meeting in a couple minutes and I'm leaving at that time for that meeting. So, but now with all of them being in one place, I'll be able just to take off once I know for sure they're all there. So you know how it is, every once in a while someone's 2 minutes late. I'm trying to sneak out of the office and the director is standing right there, so hopefully we'll avoid that. So nice start to the day, plus 405. We're gonna get back to work, and then I'll be back with you. I do have some other things going on the side, and I've got just I found a solution to my problem of using the credit card. I found a way to move money, like an unlimited amount of money, without fees and without the 2%, even though I'm not getting the 2%. But here's the deal. My bank, I've been running all this stuff through my bank. They've charged me about 30 international fees. they're all small, like between 50 cents and $2, but that is just disgusting. So, but if I go through this site, it's kind of like a PayPal type site. If I go through the site, the law says that once you transfer over whatever, $600 or $1,200, they're supposed to give you a 1099 miscellaneous. Well, if I did that, I'm going to end up with like a 1099 miscellaneous for like $1 million this year. And I'm wondering, tax-wise, how smart it is to do that, because the only way to write off those expenses, since they're legitimate expenses, let's say I buy $1 million worth of items and they're non-tangible, I don't know, I want to say non-tangible. They're not like, I'm not buying like a computer and selling it. Now I'm buying something and selling it, it's never really even reaching my hands. So to buy and sell that much and have a 1099 miscellaneous that says $1 million and then outgoing 950,000, I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm going to think about this and decide what to do, but I've got some possibilities to make money today and I haven't pulled the trigger on it because I'm worried about that. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. I'm going to let you go and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I am leaving the office again, heading to the casino again, and we're going to try to make some more money just like we did earlier. It was a good little session. If we could duplicate that, it would be an excellent day. Something happened though on the way back to the office. What's this saying here? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, on the way back to the office, I was listening to some news stuff on YouTube, and someone mentioned that Tesla stock was dropping severely because of all the attacks that were happening on Tesla dealerships and things like that by these people who are ridiculous. Why would you put your life at risk to blow up a truck? Why? Why would you get yourself possibly put in jail? It's not going to make a difference. All you're doing is hurting yourself and the people around you that are benefiting from the sale of these vehicles, and the neighborhoods that are benefiting and all that. But destruction always amazed me, like during the George Floyd stuff and all that, people were burning down their own neighborhoods. They were robbing their own stores in their own neighborhoods. And it's like, then when the stores didn't want to reopen, they're like, oh, you're racist. How are they racist? You burn them down 3 times, or you rob them until they can't make a profit anymore, they're going to leave. People are ridiculous. And then they rob people in their own neighborhoods and make their own neighborhood more poor. It's so ridiculous. So when I heard this, and I heard that Tesla was down like 12% yesterday, allegedly, I looked at the price of Tesla, and it was up about $4 for the day. So I thought, well, maybe I should look at some options. And I looked at options expiring in 3 days, and the consensus was that Tesla was going to go up about $10 in 3 days or so. So I'm like, maybe we can make a profit on this, but I don't want to risk doing this for 3 days because that's too fast. You know, anything can happen in 3 days. So I bought an option at a similar strike price to where it is right now to expire in 10 days, so next Friday. And I bought it for $11.40 or $11.30, something like that, $11.30. And you know, when you buy options, you're buying 100, so it's like $1,100 and something dollars. And I just put a sale price of $16 on it, thinking it was going to take 3 or 4 days for it to get there. But I guess there was enough of a bounce that within 2 hours it sold, and I basically made 50% on my money in a couple hours. So those are the kind of opportunities I look for. I'm not really big into the stock market stuff like I used to be before. I used to try to, figure out every little thing that's going to happen and make money on it. All the big, smarter people who control the markets, they're the ones who are going to benefit off that. All you're going to do is pay commissions and fees and end up losing money. But when something like this happens and there is going to be a bounce and you're very confident about it, I don't mind putting one option in, one call. And that's what I did. And that's like 2 or 3 in a row now that I've made 30 to 50% from just betting a small amount of money, $1,000, $800, $600, whatever it might be. And it's worked out for me. So that's about $450 more today that we made. So that's about 840, and I'll probably make some money tonight. Reluctantly, because I'm worried about all these extra tax forms I'm going to get, but I think I just need to bite the bullet and document everything very well, and if I get audited, I get audited. So anyway, letting you go for now, on my way to the casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back, and took quite a ride in there actually. At first wasn't finding much to play, then I found a couple iffy plays and played those through. That put me down about $120 or $125, somewhere in there, and that was pretty aggravating. I didn't even really need to play those. So I continued on, and I saw a play that I had seen earlier today, and I hadn't done it because it was higher risk. Not that it wasn't in range, it just was a little bit riskier as far as, if I can find my car, as far as the variance for that machine. So I had let it go. It was at $12 per spin, and so I decided to go ahead and play that. So I put my voucher in there. It was like whatever, 175 or something like that, and I put 300 more in, or 200 more in, whatever it was, to make it 1,500 even that I was in. So started playing, and it didn't take long to lose that 500. Continued to play, put in another 500. That wasn't any good. Continued to play another 500 before it finally hit. And when it hit, it got me within like 250 of being even. So now I'm even more upset because it had, it didn't work out. It could have been way worse, obviously. I mean, I say upset, but I don't feel like angry or anything like that. So I just kept on looking around and found a few more plays, and up and down, but by the end of it, I ended my session down $136. So could have been much worse. I played a lot of games. I don't know how many points I got in there, but it was quite a few points. So, I gave it the best shot that I could, but it wasn't meant to be. One of the worst feelings, and for those of you who do this for a living or who do this a lot, you'll agree, is when you've been at a casino for so long and there's nothing left, but you've got to admit to yourself, okay, there's nothing left and I'm going to leave. It's like, no, well, you know what? I haven't checked that machine in a little while. Maybe that's going to be good. I haven't checked that one. Let me go check that one. And eventually you get to the point where you say, I've exhausted everything, and if I stay any longer, then the only things that are going to be left are machines that are not beatable, and that would not be smart to play those. So it's unfortunate, but that's what's going on right now. Also, some other bad news for you. I did not sell that option at $16. It got up to like $16.25, and it did not sell because I had put it in for $16.50, and I had thought I'd put it in for $16. So it settled at like $14.70 or something like that. So hopefully in the next couple days that sells. So we'll take that 500 off and then lose another 136. So we're only up like 260 today, but that option should sell hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's very warm outside. It's 75 degrees. It's like night and day. Within a couple days, all of a sudden, it's so hot outside. Hopefully, the snow is behind us, the cold is behind us, everything is good. The only good thing about having it be cold outside is when I wake up in the morning, all the drinks in the car are warm, or cold, I mean. Now they're going to be a little bit warmer. Wintertime, middle of winter, January, February, you worry that your drinks are going to freeze in the car, but that's pretty rare, especially since usually I come home kind of late anyway. The car is warm for quite a while, and then it doesn't stay out in the cold too long. So with that in mind, actually, that reminds me of something else. The kids yesterday decided to clean out the garage. I had gotten really aggravated with them a couple months ago because they said, well, all that junk in the garage is Dad's, And I said, really? So I took everything in the garage that was not mine and threw it outside and had them clean it up and put it back together. And I think they got the message here, because yesterday they decided that they were going to clean it out, and there's almost enough room for one car in there now. I bet you if I moved a couple more things around, I could make enough room for my car, but not necessary at this point. I'm glad they made the effort, and now they're going to be using their bikes. We've got like 8 or 9 bicycles in that garage. We've got bike rack, and the bike rack is full. So hopefully this year, kitchen gets done. Upstairs bathroom, I'm planning on redoing that. I'm planning on buying a shed, and then God willing, we finish all that stuff this year. The next year I would want to put an addition on the back of the house, which would be 2 rooms, and that would just be feel really good to be able to get that done. So we're hoping that all works out. And here's our friendly neighborhood motorcycle cop who sits around all day yelling at people because they're doing 55 in a 50 or 60 in a 50 on a highway, and he likes to harass people. So whatever. Anyway, letting you go right now, and I'll be back. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Big day tomorrow, big day Thursday. I'm going to get some sleep here. It's about 10:30 right now. I'll be up around 4 and head out. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.